I think I've got to speak to Mrs. Whisperer because I want that drum over there. What are you saying? Right, so Andrew's over it.
It's like the one we've already got.
Is this something new?
Allow for the fact that you want to leave a little bit of room behind any kind of unit. Still works normally with your float switch. Standard bit of kit nowadays.
Well-made, quality piece of equipment. Make that here as well.
Yeah, it's all made in-house. Yeah. So you maybe had a parasite problem and the fish have got aftermaths of that.
So what are you saying, can I have that drum? I am paying for this as well.
You designed it for this one, but you can put other ones in there, but that sits neatly underneath.
The VIP pass is here, mate, is it?
Something, so we can track you.
Right, so just moving into the warehouse bit.
Things like your gear on your drum. Drums that are being worked on at the moment. That new end bit for the drive shaft. Looks like it's almost finished, so it'll be going to the wet test in a bit.
Anyone that wanted to know, they all stack inside of each other.
And then it goes in here.
The tools here, you just as well use them.
Yeah.
Have a size place though, isn't it?
It's a little 150 drum. That little compartment will come out of this conveyor belt in a second.
Not sure what this room is.
Your material for the wall of the drum filter and a lot of the internal components. Actually start making something what looks like a drum filter.
Did you want to be in the video, mate? Up the hammer, right? Does this one allow for?
100 litres. That bio tank there, this is some of the panels for it. So the panels are being put together. Obviously we make a batch of them.
Well guns there, look. Approved.
Thank you. You are
Cracking tour, mate. Thanks for showing us round how they're all made.
That's all right.
Very much appreciated. Right then, Mrs. Whisperer, we've arrived. Can you see that sign over there? Let's go and have a look. Burtons trade counter, open.
Going in?
Let's go in, love. Hello everyone, welcome back. James the Koi Whisperer. So today I've come up to Burtons because I'm interested of purchasing myself a new drum filter. And as you can see behind me here, there's plenty to choose from. But then Mrs. Whisperer, what are you saying?
Is this like the one we've already got?
I'm not sure, I think we might have to get someone to give us a bit of a run through in a minute, but we'll have a little look, see what's here. Definitely got this system. This is the bio system that I've got, but plenty of drum filters here to cater for your needs. Quite like this system, a combi.
There's two different sizes.
Yeah, I think that one would be a bit too
That's
big
too
for
big.
us. I think what we'll do, so Andrew's over it.
You all right, James?
Yeah, good mate. I need a bit of an hand. Work out what filter I need from a new pond.
Okay. How big's your pond? 900 gallons?
Yeah, 900 to 1,000 gallons, mate.
You want it compact as possible?
Yeah, I'm thinking, looking at this system here, I'm thinking the combi looks pretty good for my needs, what I'm after.
So this is our new 150 combi. You can have up to 100 litres of media, fluidised media in this side. The drum is capable of 15,000 litres per hour. So a pond of, depending on what you're going to keep in stock-wise in the pond, but up to maximum of 2,000 gallons, that would do the job. If you're going to keep a higher level of koi, maybe 1,500 gallons. But yeah, so that's quite a nice filter. The UV's in the front, like on your current system.
This one here is the DABA 150 Combi Mark III. I'm debating whether to maybe go single drum maybe and just put a bio unit on. But I do like the idea of this, all in one unit.
If you're tight for space, you have got to allow for the fact that you want to leave a little bit of room behind any kind of unit to access, and then the bio.
Yeah.
Which is great if you can maybe put the bio side by side, because that might work for you. But if you kind of want to keep it all quite neat and tidy, the combis are quite effective for that. So there's things like the pumps and UVs can plug into the back of the drum, so that kind of keeps it a bit simpler for your installation. The control box for this one is mounted here, where the normal larger drums we do, it's separate. So this one doesn't have the screen like the current drum you've got. This has the same controller, but it's an app-based one. So if you want to access any of it, which you don't need to, but if you want to access any of the controls, you just download an app on your phone and just do it that way. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to. It still works normally with your float switch. And if you want to make it do a clean, there's a little button on the side what will make it initiate a clean cycle. But if you want to go in and do a bit more with it, you can just do it on your phone. It's quite straightforward. You can also turn the pumps and UVs off on your phone as well. You can control these sockets, which is quite handy.
What sort of flow rates is this one capable of?
So you'll get a maximum of 15,000 litres an hour through the drum screen. I wouldn't go too near the top end of that because the contact time you get in the media, so 10,000, but obviously if you've got a 10,000 litre pump, it's not going to be giving you 10,000 litres. So yeah, you say up to 15,000 litres an hour with this, but 10,000 is ideal.
It's definitely a nice compact unit really for smaller systems, isn't it? I reckon it's the right one for me. I mean, there's other models that you do as well, isn't there? Different types. You've got more filters than what there is here.
Yeah, so we only have a few in the showroom, but I think for that size pond, that is more than adequate. 900 gallons, that would do a comfortable job.
And what's the retail price on this one? Mrs. Whisperer, keep your ears closed.
2,600.
2,600. And that's for an all-in-one system.
Yeah, so that's the drum, it's pre-plumbed with a wash pump and the plug sockets and what have you. There is obviously extras if you want things like UVs and medias and things like that, but that's relevant to your needs really.
Depending on what I need.
Yeah.
I don't think it's too bad really for the quality. Part of the reason why I like Burtons drums is nearly everything's made in-house, reliable. The Burtons drum, the TF that I've got at the moment, I've had no faults with whatsoever.
Yes, you got a TF5?
TF5, yeah.
So well, this is its slightly bigger brother, the TF7.
So this is the next step up compared to what I've got.
Yeah, the next size up to yours.
And I've had no faults with it whatsoever. And it's part of the reason why I wanted to come up here today, mate, to be fair, to have a little look round the showroom, what you've got, and what else might work for me on the new growing pond, really. So later on in the video, we might be able to show people round how things are made.
Yeah, you can have a little wander around if you want.
Have a little wander around, but to start with, don't know, just for the subscribers, if we just want to go through your showroom, show other people what you do here as well with your shower filters, maybe what I can see over there.
Yeah, so we've got the showers. We do 3 sizes in the polypropylene. So we've got the medium and the large. The small one we haven't got in the showroom at the moment. So shower filters, a lot of you guys will know what they do and what they are.
I like the fact of the way you've done the lids on these, where they sit inside.
Yeah, so the idea is just to stop any kind of residue, so you don't get any expelled water on the outside. We also do the lids on the top, so the spray bar sits on the top. It doesn't sit in the top bay, so you get 3 full bays of media opposed to
2.5.
Yeah, if we have it there, you don't quite get enough. So we sit it a bit higher, so you get the drop already before the media's here, so you get a good flow of water or a good spray of water. You get 3 full tiers, and you kind of get that little lid. And it does sit neater because it sits on the spray bar itself as well, so it kind of sits snug like that. We've got the stainless steel shower, which I think you've got
everyone knows. Yeah, everyone who watches my channel, you
can't miss them.
You can't miss these two.
They're a nice big bit of kit.
They are. I highly recommend them as well, to be fair. Decent, well-made, quality piece of equipment.
So it's all made in-house. You'll see in a bit of the fabrication side of the business.
So with the skimmer as well, because I was interested in this, just having a look a minute ago.
Yeah, so
a lot like other skimmers, what I haven't seen before. I like the fact the way the water comes in. Not a lot of skimmers these days, they have just like 3 hose inlets this way, which doesn't help if the water level in the pond drops. This caters for that. But what I like the most about it is this skimmer here actually, skims.
It floats up and down, so polypropylene is naturally buoyant, but we also put some additional floats in there, but they're removable, so you take them out relevant to your flow rate. So if you're after something a bit more.
And you make that here as well?
Yeah, it's all made in-house, yep.
Happy days. Yeah, that's a very nice, cool bit of kit there.
Yeah, it's designed to go, you leave a block out when you're building the pond.
Yeah.
So it's designed to
sit right into a block.
Concrete block, yeah.
So your base of your pond wall will sit here.
Yeah, so this is the block what's missing. There'll be a block there, but obviously in the wall is through here as well. So it kind of, it
cool
sits neatly in there.
The Burtons in wall skimmer. What other bits have we got over here then, mate?
So there's a few other
while I'm here, we just as well have a full tool.
So a few other kind of additives and treatments. So we've got our earth, which is like a clay-based product.
Interesting stuff. Never really used that myself.
So I think if you've got a drum system, you need to use them differently.
Definitely.
You don't put in your weekly dose, you spread it across and put a little bit in every day, so you don't get that kind of heavy heavy kind of cloud. So yeah, we've got our green balance, which is for blanket weed, the lacto remedy, which is quite a popular product. We've got it in the powder form, which you can use with our little incubators, which are around the other side. We've got the complete, which is like a filter start, but you make it yourself.
You make it yourself, that would be quite interesting.
Yeah, so in the little incubators, which are around there, you just you put some of the powder in water and you leave it overnight to culture in like a little kind of bain-marie kind of heated vessel.
So you can make up what you need instead of just buying a...
Yeah, so you get one with it, but if you brought a big pot like that, it'd do 400,000 litres worth of water. So you just mix up, there's a little scoop in there, you take how much you want.
And are you the only people in the UK that do this?
There's quite a lot of other shops out there doing it nowadays.
I know I got some of this stuff at home, but I've never used it yet.
So it kind of aids if you've got any kind of bacterial infections, or if you've got any kind of wounds on the fish that you maybe had a parasite problem and the fish have got aftermaths of that, it kind of helps the healing process.
What have we got over this side?
So we've got our range of food, which is unique to us. So we do health, which is our most popular food. We do wheat germs, growths. We do a few sinking options and a bit of sturgeon food for some guys who've got the sturgeons.
Loads of it available here, and people can just come up and purchase this straight off the shelf.
Yeah,
or
they
is
can
it mainly
do. Yeah,
online?
Yeah, we do it online. You can walk in. We're open Monday to Friday.
And are these?
Yeah, these are these little like incubators. What kind of?
I like the idea of that. I'm interested of trying that myself one time. I think.
Yeah, it's good on. So with the complete product, what goes in there, it's good for obviously when you're starting a new pond up. To kind of boost the filter to get it kind of seeded, and then if you do get problems, you can the stuff that you've already got in the bottle, the lacto, you can buy that in powder form and make it yourself, which is a bit more. If you're using a lot of it, it's a bit more cost effective.
Yeah.
Drum cleaner as well, which is if you suffer from lime scale, it's quite important.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you put a UV in our drums, which all of our drums can have UVs, that does get rid of the biofilm, that kind of browny tinge you get on some drum meshes. We don't normally get that on ours, but lime scale build up or any other kind of build up, this stuff's really good and it's safe to use. So it's not like some of the other stuff out there which you've got to be a bit careful with because you need
Putting
to know
it to
what's
your
in
actual
it.
pond itself, like
Yeah.
through the water.
Yeah, some of it's not been tested or checked that it is aquatic safe. It's used in other industries.
I am thinking about this drum, Andrew. I'm thinking about I'm going to need an air stone in there.
So we've designed this so there's a support in the bottom what does a couple of jobs. It's structural to hold the unit, give it a bit more support, but we've also there's a groove in the bottom of it what holds particular air stone. So this air stone, which is readily available from many places.
And this is added as well to the price, is it?
Yeah, so it's an extra, and so there's options for air stones, so you can put what you like in there. But we designed it for this one, but you can put other ones in there. But that sits neatly underneath. It's fixed in place, so obviously air stones in some situations have a habit of just moving around doing what they want, but that kind of holds it in place.
Sits on the bottom.
Gives you a nice big centre column as well in the middle of the unit, so it really
get that media bubbling around
yeah.
if you want it to. Yeah, no, I like the idea of that. I think this is as long as Mrs. Whisperer will be happy. She might not be.
That's your department, that is.
That's my department, mate. But yeah, I definitely think this is the system that I'm going to be going with. I think I do like the fact how compact it is. Like I said, I can't fault the drum that I bought off you last time. I mean, main reason for the people that's out there watching it at the moment, the main reason why I personally like Burtons is that anything goes wrong, anything needs replacing, it can ring up and instantly, like I did with my UV bulbs, within the next day or the day after, generally 24 hour, I'm getting that product sent to me. Everything's made in-house, isn't it?
Yeah, so we make a lot of it in-house. The things that we don't make, we just carry a lot of stock.
Carry a lot of stock.
Yeah, just so we don't have that situation where we've run out of a component.
I'm a strong believer of like stuff that's made in the UK, just stay with that brand, keep it local, and anything that's got a problem with it, you can get it fixed, can't you? There's other drum filters out there on the market, all different price ranges. They're all benefits depending what you like yourself personally. And me, myself, I really do rate the Burtons range. Not something that I'm just going to bang on about because I'm getting it for free. I'm not getting this item for free. I'm going to be paying full price for it. I'm just a strong believer of the product, and I like sharing stuff on my channel. So hopefully Andrew can let us have a little bit of a tour, bit of behind the scenes of how some of the stuff's made. And we'll be nice to show you guys if any of you lot are interested of checking out the products or building a pond, or there's a load of different equipment here that might give you ideas to help you build a pond or finish what you're going to be having for filtration on your pond. So we'll show you around. A couple of VIP passes here, mate, is it?
Something, so we can track you, so you don't go missing.
I think a lot of people do that already, mate. This is the media that I got in my filter already, innit? The BioFlow Plus and the BioTube.
Yeah, you got a mixture of
Got
each.
a mixture of both of them already. Quite interested in this though. Is this something new? I haven't seen this before, the auto top-up system.
Yeah, so it's an auto top-up. That sensor there sits on the outside of the filter, and it detects the water level through the filter, or through our filter boxes.
Yeah.
And it just opens up a solenoid. So you don't, for those people that want a top-up system, but they haven't got space to put like a header tank, or they don't want to do the trickle-in, trickle-out idea.
Just gives someone else another option, I suppose. That's certainly making me think could cut down on a few water bills by adding something like that.
Yeah, so some people use that kind of setup for most of the year, but in the summer when they're maybe feeding a bit heavier and what have you, they might just go to the trickle-in, trickle-out because it can aid in other ways.
Yeah. Right then, Andrew, what's this here, mate? This is looks like a posh bit of kit.
It's a stainless steel UV.
Stainless steel UVs. Do you reckon I would need one of them on my pond eventually, a bit of an upgrade, or?
If you're putting the UVs in the drum, not really.
Yeah.
If you want to sterilise, then yeah, they're good for sterilising. But if you just want to use a UV to clarify, to keep the green water down, UVs in the drums work really well because they also clean the drum screen. So you kind of.
And I got 2 in my main one, and that one there, the one that I'm purchasing's option to put 2 in, but I might only need to buy 1.
Should, for the size of pond, one should be enough.
One should be enough.
Yeah, one little 10 watt UV should be enough in that.
Happy days. Right. Let's looking forward to this tour, mate. So let's crack on and see what's happening.
Okay.
Right then, mate. This seems like a big room and loads of machinery. Let's explain what's going on in here then.
So these are milling machines.
Yeah.
So a lot of the smaller components that we use on our drums we make here. They're made in quite high batches. Kind of beauty of having this machinery on site is we can go in R&D, ask for a type of part. We can make a few options and see what works best for us.
Yeah.
So if you come over, just mind your step. So in your TF drum, you know you've got those 2 spray jets in the waste chute at the back. So that is the spray tip from that.
And that's made here?
That's made here, yeah.
Wicked.
We used to buy these in, but we couldn't quite get the right aperture on it and the right angle. So we ended up making a few different options and in settling on this particular one, but it's easier to make it here for us. Other things like the new drive shaft bar that you've seen, that square bar. So this is the drive shaft bar that goes onto the motor, that goes onto the little gear. So they're all made on this machine here. You probably see it's all live tooling. In a second something will happen. It's just spat something out. So that little compartment will come out of this conveyor belt in a second. You look, it's now making the next one. So if you look at that spinning point.
That's cool, that is. Hell of a size place though, isn't it? We've got the luxury of having a good walk round.
It's one of our lasers, cuts metal. So things like your gear on your drum, they get cut on here. Loads of other products for the other side, of the main side of the business, the veterinary side. So you see, like, we cut them, but then we etch. The laser puts lettering in them as well, so we know what part they are. So we load the sheets on with a forklift, the sheets of material, and then it goes in here, and then the laser cutter cuts whatever's pre-programmed for it to cut. It's not working at the moment, it's not currently on. Although you'd think it was from the noise.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's in rest mode. All the different sheets of material for different cuts and different jobs.
just shows what goes into making a drum filter.
Well, predominantly this is for our veterinary equipment, which is the largest part of the business. But because we're on this site, this is how we use these kind of things to make our drums. So
if you've got the tools here, you just as well use them.
yeah, I say buying one of these is a big expense. So once we've cut the metal, it comes into this bit, and then we've got the folding machines, the machines we use to tidy up the products, and then where they get like hand finished and what have you. So this machine here, put a fold in it to the required amount. A few components on the drum filters that get folded like that. So the time saver is basically a deburrer, so it takes off all the sharp parts of the metal. So you can just literally put it in there and it comes out the other end smooth. So yeah, most of the stuff in here at the moment is the veterinary stuff.
Yeah.
So there's sinks for vets, clinics, autoclave casings. That's it. So you can laser in the...
That's cool. I do like a bit of stainless.
In this part is where we a lot of the hand welding gets done. So you see all the separate bays with the safety curtains up. So they'll weld together.
That's cool, that is. I could have got you to build me a stand, mate, to put the filter on, I think.
Could have done, yeah.
Look, I just spotted a load of the koi drums here. Looking pretty cool. So
yeah, so
they all get made in this room here today, the finished drum?
well, they would have been cut on the laser.
Yeah.
And then they would go into the deburrer to take off any sharp. And then they get rolled in here, welded, a ring gets put on, and then these are left in here ready for the next section. So there's lots of sizes. So BD5, BD7, BD3, and then right round here, this is your big one, TF1000, little 150 drum.
That's the 150 there, is it?
So there's loads here ready to, and obviously we're getting to this stage and then we make up half a dozen or so for the next stage ready.
Right, so just moving into the warehouse bit, with plenty of drums here, all ready to rock and roll. What's that drum at the end there? Is that a small bio tank?
So that's an 1100 bio, which you've already got.
Yeah.
And this is just its little baby brother.
Oh, that's cool,
It's a
that is.
600.
I do like that.
100 litres of media in that.
Yeah.
For those people who haven't got a lot of space really, just kind of confined.
No, that's cool, mate. I do like that. That's something that you could add to, like, as extra bio onto a combi that I've got as well, or
Yeah, you
not
can
that
run
it's
it
needed.
as a separate line, but yeah, in certain situations if you do want to pour a bit more bio.
And what's this bio tank here? This one here sort of sieves down at the bottom. I quite like that. I haven't seen that before.
Our original bio tanks, the ones that we've been doing for years, have that kind of fluted bottom. This is a 1 metre one, but we do these up to 1.5 metres, so you can get up to 350 litres of media. So real big bios they are. They're great. They're a bit higher, so you need to allow space and have a bit more space in your filter bay to get them in. But yeah, they're a nice bit of kit, they are.
Definitely. And that there, how much media would that hold, that one?
So this one does up to about 200 litres of media. So for this size, people now tend to go for our newer one, the one you've got.
Yeah.
You get about the same amount of media.
Same amount, yeah.
But the bigger version of that, the slightly longer one, the 1.5, you can get up to 350 litres of media in there.
Cool. That's one of the shower filters. Anyone that wanted to know, they all stack inside of each other. So when they're packed and shipped, that's how they turn up. What's this room all about then, mate?
So this is the wood shop, that doesn't cut much wood anymore.
No?
So in here, we cut a lot of the components for the polyprop shells of the drums, so like the box, the outer box.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you look over here, there's the sheet material. So that's your material for the wall of the drum filter and a lot of the internal components. We gave it in a few different grades.
Different thicknesses.
So that a sheet of that comes off. It goes onto the CNC, and the machine will work out the best way for the least amount of waste on the material, and it cuts out all the bits that we want.
Happy days.
The beauty of this is we can cut whatever we want, as much or as little as we want. When we've cut on that,
yeah,
we get all the panels and they go through to this bit here, which is where we actually start making something what looks like a drum filter.
Cool.
I know you've seen quite a bit and nothing looks much like it. So,
Did you want to be in the video, mate? Up the hammer, right?
so little bio tank that's just been put together.
That's cool.
Little 600, kind of similar. It's almost like someone's got that 150 combi and cut the drum off.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
if you look, it's got the same support in the bottom, the same outlet.
And how much media does this one allow for?
100 litres.
100 litres. That's
Yeah.
a nice bit of kit, really, for people that haven't got a massive area to keep something.
Yeah, nice and neat and tidy.
I like the fact of how many options you give people.
So that bio tank there, this is some of the panels for it, pre-cut. So there's another one unit there.
So is
which
this
would
the main room where all of the drum filters
So
sort
all
of
the
gets put
drums.
together?
So at the moment we've got a TF700 being built here. So that's the next size up to what you've got on your main tank. So the panels are being put together. It's kind of in the early stages. The waste chute for that little drum you're looking at, that 150.
Yeah.
So we fold them all on that machine behind you. So we heat the material up and then fold it to a certain angle.
Happy days.
And then we make them in, obviously we make a batch of them.
That's cool, that is.
So it starts off life at a funny angle, funny bit of material, all marked up ready. So they're a slightly bigger one, they're for a 500 I believe.
I like the fact it's all fabricated in-house. That's what I like the most.
Yeah, well the beauty of this is we can make whatever size we want quite easily.
There's plastic rail guns there, look. Top job, mate. Room's this then, mate? This is
the
pretty
assembly
technical.
room, so this is where the magic happens, the last kind of final part. So all the components, the plastic bodies, the stainless steel drums that you see earlier, this is where they get all put together. All the gears that you see earlier, they will get put together. And things like the control boxes over here. There's loads of components that you see earlier. So like that's the fronts of the skimmers. It's the next batch for the next batch of skimmers. On the larger drums, that's the control boxes.
And that's all put together.
All done here on
All
site.
done here, yeah. That's cool. That's part of the reason why I like it. You know, if there's a problem with anything, you know that it can be sent back and it can be fixed.
Yeah. So we know we designed that, so we know it quite well. Nuts and bolts, all the different bits and pieces. So there. These are those bits that are made on that machine. They're in your TF.
That's cool, that
Brass
is.
spray tips. That new end bit for the drive shaft. Down here we've got some drums that are being worked on at the moment. So this is a BD 500. Looks like it's almost finished, so it'll be going to the wet test in a bit.
And this is pretty much exactly the same what I got, apart from I've got 3 inlets both sides.
Yeah, so you've got the TF size. This is a 500, you've got a TF 500. So the TF has another wall there, inlets this side, and the additional spray tips in the chute as well.
Nice. Proper job.
300 like we got in the workshop.
And these
in
are
the
all
showroom.
complete, finished, ready to go.
Yep.
Happy days.
Flat bottom bio, which would have been tested last day or so.
And everything gets water tested before it gets sent out.
Everything gets wet tested, yeah. So a bio tank, we obviously just fill it up with water. Make
Yeah.
sure we're happy with it. The drums, we fill them up with water, program them, and we make them run a few times. Make sure they're spraying it right, that we're happy with them. Don't really get any problems with them, but it's just nice to make
Double
sure
check.
we know they're all serial numbers, so we know what ones are what. So yeah, we just like to double check that they're all running and nice and smooth.
What have we got there? That's a 300
That's
again?
a 300, so that's a smaller version of the one you've just seen there. It's just the next size down. It's quite a nice, well accomplished little filter.
And the control panel, is that still an added extra, or is that
That's
come standard?
That's standard.
That's
yeah.
standard now,
Yeah,
is it?
Yeah. We took the approach maybe about 2 years ago. We stopped adding the sockets as an option, and we didn't want people kind of going in the control box unnecessarily. So we made
Yeah.
the decision that you get it with it, basically.
You get it, yeah.
And we're happy with the way it's installed then. Yeah, so that's the 300
I do like
on
this
its
one.
own.
This one will, to be fair, this would have probably been big enough to cater for what I put on my original pond, wouldn't it? Really?
Yeah, to be if the size of pond 2,500
2.5,
gallons?
yeah.
Yeah, so that would have been more than
Capable enough.
yeah. Say having a big drum filter, it's not a bad thing. It just means your filter has an easier life.
Yeah.
Doesn't clean as much, but yeah, that will do 35,000 litres an hour. So
Which is more than enough.
yeah, quite a lot of flow really for that size pond.
And then these,
So these are TF7s, which have just come from the guys in there. I think you see him working on one. So he does them in batches. So we've got a few of the inside components, which basically the guys in there do the waste chutes and the back covers and what have you, and they put it all together and then it just gets wheeled into here. So they've kind of finished their bit. There's a couple of them there.
so this place is, I'm absolutely blown away, mate. It's massive. It just keeps going on and on and on.
Yeah, it does. You do get lost sometimes going through here. So we've got some more laser cutters in here, which for safety reasons you can't go in this bit, but there is some windows so you can have a little nosy.
We'll have a nose. We're not allowed in this room, but it definitely looks interesting. Loads of stuff going on in here. Massive, man. So what does this machine generally do?
So that's a tube cutter, so it's a laser, but instead of cutting flat sheets, you see in front of you there's a rack of tubing.
Yeah.
It can cut that tubing and put things in that tubing. But it's, if you look, it's like 16 metres long, that
Yeah,
machine
that's
is.
massive, man. Should have got you to make me a stand, mate, I reckon.
Could have made you a house.
Yeah, could have made
out
me
of
a
metal.
house out of metal. Right then, so that was a cracking tour, mate. Thanks for showing us round how they're all made.
That's all right.
Very much appreciated. But I think I've got to speak to Mrs. Whisperer, because I want that drum over there. What are you saying? And can I have that drum?
You can have the little one.
The little one.
Yeah, the combi one.
Happy days, that'll do me. I think I best settle up a payment, mate, and get this little drum.
We need to have a little chat, don't we?
We need to have a chat, mate. What's that?
I said, what's with all the pipe fittings?
I need them to get the everything up and running, love. I'd need them. Oh, trust me, I need them all.
Are you sure?
I'm definitely sure. I might treat you to lunch. I'd rather treat you to lunch than what I would buy you a dog, all right?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Just check the amount and then pop your card in for us, please, James.
I'll pop it in. I am paying for this as well, for people that don't know.
Take it, you couldn't tap that.
I couldn't tap this one. See if the card goes through. Authorised. Approved.
Thank you. You are
Thank
approved.
you, YouTube. Thank you for watching my videos. Right, Andrew, been an absolute pleasure for having us down, giving us a tour, mate.
It's nice to show you, yeah?
I need one more thing, mate.
Yeah.
I need a hand to load this in the back of the van. Is that all right?
I'm sure we can help you.
Happy days, mate. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mother, for the rabbits.
Thank you, mother, for the rabbits.